has asked for a trade. Anthony Davis has asked for a trade. Question is, will they let him play?
Just either play him or don't, because
but you can't sit him though. You have to play him.
You can come up with something.
This whole thing has been a dumpster fire.
Anthony Davis was the one generating buzz on Twitter. He wore a shirt saying, "That's all, folks," to the Pelicans regular season finale.
You were either all the way in or you were all the way out.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
Breaking news, the biggest story in all of sports. Pelicans have agreed to trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers.
Obviously, it was tough for me to leave a city that I've been playing for 7 years, but I think it was, best for me, and it was my time.
Let's dance. Let's dance.
Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols, still hanging out with Zach Lowe, Matt Barnes, and you just saw a quick recap of Pelicans highlights from this, season, off-season. Some of them were not highlights. Anyway, David Griffin said in there, you're either all in or you're all out, and that is his consistent message. Here is what he told NBA.com about player trade demands, quote, "Not everyone's made to be a part of this, and that's okay. We're comfortable with that. If sex appeal is your thing and you need a big market, okay, see you later. If doing something meaningful for people who care about supporting their teams every day is important, there is something you are going to want to be a part of." I personally would say that Griff has not spent quite enough time in New Orleans if he doesn't think it's a sexy city. I think it's got a lot going for it, but what do you think of his overall point?
You got to be all the way in. I think trade demands, and obviously only stars make that, but I think once that gets out, it makes a mess within that locker room, whether people want to admit it or not. You want everyone on the same page. Really across all sports, it's kind of getting ugly with these trade demands. I understand players want to take their livelihood in their own hands, but once that leaks amongst your teammates, they look at you a little different. So I completely agree with Griff. You got to be all the way in to be a part of something special.
Griff is an incredible talker. I think he could rally me into robbing a bank or something. if he I'm inspired just reading the words on the TV. The all-in, I think they did a nice job, but circumstances kind of dictate it, right? When you get a transcendent #1 pick, it's hard to be bad enough even the very next season to tank. Then you trade him to the Lakers, and you get two guys entering their third and fourth season, so they're ready to ascend. And, Jrue Holiday's 29, Derek Favors is 28. I think they've gone all in the right way. They didn't go with old guys. They're a young team. And I was talking to a GM just an hour before the show, and we were talking about the Pelicans, and he said, they are going to be a giant pain in the you-know-what to play every single game.
They play so hard and they're young and they don't know any better. They're not going to take any nights off. They're out to prove something this year. All these guys coming over from the Lakers and basically making the New Orleans team have a lot to prove. Adding J.J. Redick is huge. J.J. is a former teammate and a friend of mine who's going to bring that veteran leadership they need. But they have a very talented young roster who's going to play balls to the wall every night. And they could be someone that come playoff time has a chance to slide in one of those last two spots because they play so hard.
Yeah, so many good little pieces added here and there, too. David Griffin brought in the training staff he used to work with at the Phoenix Suns, who has such a good reputation, around the league. Teresa Witherspoon is now going to be among their coaches. I mean, that's obviously a Hall of Famer added to your staff. So good little tweaks. I'll take a little tiny bit of issue with the end of Griff's quote saying oh, if you're here and you want to just work for the fans who support you every day.
A little sneak diss.
I mean, you tell me, Matt. I think every player wants to play to the fans who support the team. I'm not sure that necessarily is one thing.
Little sneak diss. We'll give him a pass. I love what Griff is doing. He's bringing a new mentality there, and they definitely need it, and they have a good young core group to mold into that.
And there's a new advertising campaign about just not backing down and the character of the city of New Orleans that I love. It is so good. It's a fantastic city, and I'm excited to see this kind of excitement about the team after everything that happened last year. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.